Please welcome to the stage Rachel Trueblood, SVP Marketing and Partner Management at BlueSnap, and April Grudier, VP Marketing and Partner Strategy at BlueSnap. They're going to talk about 3 ways to optimize your customer experience.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for showing up. Seems like some of you are holdovers from the last presentation, so customer experience, customer expectations must be high on your priority list while you're here. I just wanted to take a few minutes to introduce myself. As she said, my name is Rachel Trueblood, and I work at BlueSnap. I'm our CMO, as well as I work with software platforms to help them optimize their customer experience through payments. I've been doing that for about 8 years, and before that, spent about 17 years at Staples, working on the customer experience at staples.com, in our stores, and both in the US and Europe. I will let April introduce herself.
So hello, thanks for joining us today. I'm April Grudier. I am the VP of Marketing and Partner Strategy at BlueSnap. And much like Rachel, I have been in the payment side, SaaS side, for about 8 years. Prior to that, I was actually with Rachel at Staples. I've done B2C marketing for about, I hate to say it, 20 years. Just don't do the math. And so both Rachel and I have been living and breathing customer experience for a very, very long time. And a lot of the principles that we learned in B2C marketing, we've been able to transfer over to B2B. So in full transparency, I had a whole preamble all set, introduction for this presentation, and then yesterday I was in the cantina with one of my favorite colleagues, Matt, who's in the back. He wanted a special call out, and we sat down with a couple of gentlemen. We were talking to them about their experience at SaaStr and some of the vendors they were meeting. And this one gentleman, whose name escapes me, I apologize if you're in the audience, was talking about a SaaS platform that he was using. And he was so enthusiastic about it. He was raving about it. He was like, oh, this platform makes my life so easy. And we were talking to him about what it does and why it makes it so easy. And then we started talking about the price structure. And he said, honestly, I pay a premium, but I don't mind paying that premium because it makes my life so much easier. And I said, this story just was my introduction to this presentation, because my first stat talks about how 86% of buyers are willing to pay more for a better customer experience. And I thought, here's this gentleman who is living and breathing this stat. He's working with a SaaS platform that is just making things so much easy for him that he's willing to pay more for it. So what we're going to talk to you today about is optimizing the entire customer experience. So what you need to do is you need to take a look at the holistic experience of your customer journey or your customer experience, both inside and outside of your software. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what that customer experience should be like, or what you should be looking at inside the software. And Rachel's going to talk to you about the 3 things that you should be thinking about in making sure that you're outside your software customer experience. So as I was looking at this graphic earlier, it reminded me, anyone who's studied psychology, it's kind of like an inverted Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So when you're thinking about within your software and that customer experience, obviously the first thing you're thinking about is your software meeting the expectation? Is your software meeting the expectation of its promise? Is it doing the thing that your customer expects it to do? Are you thinking about utilization? Are you thinking about how people are using your software? Are they using it on desktop? Are they using it on mobile? Is it cloud-based? Do they need to download something? That all goes into the customer experience. The next thing is personalization. How are you personalizing your software to make it user-friendly, to make it more intuitive? Are you allowing people to customize dashboards? Are you allowing people to customize in their preferred language? The next thing to think about is engagement. How are people engaging with your software platform? Are they using those special features that often some of us say, oh, I don't need that, but are they using the extra features in your platform? And then the last thing is the surprise and delight. Are there things that you're doing that allows you to surprise and delight in your platform? My surprise and delight moment today was when somebody opened up my LinkedIn app on my phone and taught me how to do the barcode scan. So that was my surprise and delight. I am now a lifelong user of that app. So Rachel's going to talk to you about those three optimizing.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to talk about customer experience maybe a little bit differently than you normally think of, because you normally think of what's happening in your software. Are they getting onboarded in a most efficient and easy way? Are they using the features? Is the page designed well? But one of the things that we have found software companies be really successful and really turn on the magic is when they think outside the box of their software. So how is your customer using the software outside of sort of the features and functionality in your software in their daily role and their process of how they get their job done? So let me give you a little example just to bring that to life. So we work with a student information system, very large, global, and what they really do is they help schools, K through 12 private schools, keep one single record of all their student information. So their enrollment, their grades, their health records, their activities. Are they part of the drama club? Are they part of the football? And their unique value proposition was that they had a single record for every student. Before, each of the different departments in the school were keeping their own grades, keeping their own attendance records. But they had a light bulb moment, because what they did was they thought about, okay, this is K through 12, and we're hearing from our customers that our software is great, but because we're a private school, we also have all these fees and dues and donations, and we have to reconcile our spreadsheets, our ERP system, our, the way that they've been doing it for 100 years with your software. So they sort of had this light bulb moment, and they realized that the financial part of the student was inextricably linked to the student record themselves. So what they did was they brought payments into the student record. So now the school has one view of the student information, but also their payments. And that extends to their parents, who now need to pay for football outfits or renting a clarinet or enrollment or donations. And what they found was their reconciliation as a school went from days to minutes. And it was that sort of student information system thinking more broadly about what their software could do and what problems they could solve for the school. Another example is, you think a lot about onboarding and how onboarding could be more simplified. And we had an example of actually a surgery platform. We work with all different kinds of software platforms, but a surgery platform is really focused on elective surgery. So it's not like what your healthcare would cover. It's what you pay out of pocket. And if you've ever had elective surgery, you pay your doctor, you pay the surgeon, you pay the anesthetician, you might pay the hospital. So you've got all these bills, and they all have to collect money. And maybe, somebody's a late payer and they go into collections, and there can be bad blood. We don't know this, but bad blood between all of those people when it comes to, did that patient that you referred to me actually pay their bill? So this surgery platform was trying to coordinate all these multi-party payments and providers. So what they did was they said, okay, what if we could onboard all of the parties in a procedure together so that the patient only has to deal with one provider, and that provider can divvy up the payments across all of the different constituents within the operation. And then each of them don't have to deal with collections anymore, don't have to deal with invoicing, don't have to deal with reconciliation, and it provides a really seamless experience for both the doctor as well as the patient. So they take onboarding at a broad global level and look at all of the constituents within the surgery itself. And then our last example is, are you making it easy for customers to use their data? I think I've been to a bunch of different booths here, a lot of different data providers. Data is king. And each platform, each of your softwares probably have your own reporting, your own data that you capture. But how is that your customer using that data with all of the other systems they use, with their ERP system, with their order management system, with maybe their POS? And what that means is you take your sales, your regions, your customers, you want them to be able to reconcile in an easy way. So it's really about having payments be the lifeblood of the business, and each business customizes it. So how do you take your standard reporting, give them customization, allow them to, with APIs, to bring it into the systems that they use day in and day out, and pre-integrate with the platforms that they use today?
So that was the fastest 10 minutes ever. So just to wrap up, the three things that if you're going to take away anything, take away this. That is, think outside your box. How does your experience fit into the day-to-day life of your customers and their experience and the things that they're doing? You also want to make sure the next bright idea is ready, set, glow. Does your boarding take a holistic view of the customer? Are you really thinking about how users are boarding onto your platform? And then bring those insights to life. Are you making it easy for customers to use their data? Are you able to sync with other points of data to give customers the ability to really make sound strategic decisions about their business? So again, fastest 10 minutes ever. We're so, Rachel and I love talking about customer experience. If you're interested in talking more, you have questions, stop by our booth. It's 249, or you can reach out to us. These are our email addresses, or if you stop by the booth, I can show you now how I can use that LinkedIn app scanner. So thank you very much.